What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka JustTenMoreMinutes, aka the Freakin 10, back again with another video. This time, more Nightwish Hellfest 2022. This one is Storytime. Now, you know, I've covered this one before. I did the official music video way back when. So, you know, and I also just kind of read up to refresh my mind what this was about, since this is more about their performance than it is the lyrics itself. And as Tomas goes in and explains, that he often wondered why no one had remade the snowman and what it would be like to kind of take flight. And so, you know, this touches on many different aspects of stories. I think there's references to Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland and such. But it just reading about it kind of brought the memory of the song back to me. So, you know, I'll stop it and pause it, just, you know, reviewing their performance as I did with Tribal and the other ones. So that won't change. But I do want to just kind of sit back and enjoy, because this is a masterpiece of theirs in my mind. That being said, there's only one thing left to do. Let's switch it up and take a listen. All right, let's go.
Friends, do you like stories?
Do you like stories? I do.
Oh. You do. Good. Because it is most definitely story time.
Okay, so the reason you may have seen my eyes wandering is when Flora went back, right at the beginning, I was looking to see if she was getting water or something, just to, in all honesty, to make sure she was staying hydrated, because I just can't imagine. By the way, nice pose there from Impu. Because I was sitting there listening to her voice, right? In the last one, I even made a comment, you know, about being a little bit winded and such. But then she went back and she kind of came back. So I was kind of looking, and I don't see it, but she could be hiding it behind the lights or something. Yeah, it was more just to see if she was staying hydrated. Such a good song, you know, because it touches on so many different levels. And, you know, I didn't want to necessarily go through all of the lyrics, right? But, you know, 'twas the night before, when all the world, no words, no dreams. Then one day, a writer by a fire imagined all Gaia and took a journey into a child man's heart. A painter on the shore imagined all the world within a snowflake on his palm. The brilliance of the writing of this is just great, right? I mean, and this week I'm going to be doing some non-reaction content. Excuse me, I'm still, you know, up at 4 a.m. every morning helping the missus get ready for the day and such. So my day starts early and ends late. But, you know, when you think about writing lyrics and painting pictures, and I talk about this a lot because it's near and dear to me. There's some songs you hear where just the lyrics make no damn sense compared to the music, right? And the pictures they're trying to paint. But they just have this brilliant way of putting these songs together. I'll stop babbling. Let's go. So I that weird look, I saw that puppet and I was like, wait a second, is that a puppet? And it was. You know, there's little things, right? And I don't know if it was his intention or not when, and forgive me, I don't remember the new bass player's name. Joachim, I think. But when he was coming across the stage, right? If you notice, as soon as he went behind Floor, he did a duck down, almost as to say, don't let me take away from you. And I don't know if that was on purpose or if he was just kind of walking across and that's how he was doing it. But it was that little thing of, don't let me take the focus off, right? If he knew that's where the camera shot was and things like that, and, you know, he knew there was a center camera on her, you know, those little things, right? And then going over to Impu and, you know, sharing a little riff and then switching places, right? It's those little things that just, you have to appreciate just the non-verbal communication of it all. So that's something I definitely, you can notice a lot within their work and with other bands of how they just know where the focus needs to be, and that non-verbal communication of, hey, I'm coming over here, let's switch. Because you kind of saw him do a little riff and then you saw Impu start going across, right? So just cool little spots like that. And again, the song is just amazing. Let's keep going. That's the view right there. I mean, just in unison. I was curious if she was looking down to see if there was a set list, right? When you saw her kind of look down. We used to do that when we were performing. I'd kind of have it at my feet, just as a reminder of what the set list was. And sometimes you can forget because, again, depending on what venue you're playing and where you're playing, you know, you could have a different set list. That chorus and that melody, and this is gonna sound wrong on so many levels, but it has almost this 80s montage vibe, and not in a bad way, you know, because it seems like you could almost picture the Karate Kid, the movie, right? You could insert that into any of the training. You know, if you're looking at a Rocky montage, right, you could insert that song and that just the background music into a montage scene. And I don't mean that as any disrespect. That's the brilliant of their music, is that not only can you interpret a lot of things differently, right, as you listen to the lyrics themselves, but the actual music behind it is just brilliant. And I know he was kind of what would that film score look like, right? If I remember reading the exact message, and in fact, I'll actually pull it back up here. I think it was this one. So what he says was the idea for the music of Storytime was born when he wondered why no one had made a remake of the film The Snowman. And of course, you know, that theme was covered by Nightwish in the previous Oceanborn album. But he said why no one had done a remake of the film, and pondered what his version of the score to the scene in which Walking in the Air plays would sound like. And then he said, between when the song was released, he said, how would it feel to take a midnight flight with a snowman through the most wondrous landscapes, like in the classic animated Yuletide film? The meaning of our very existence is created through stories, tales, and imaginations. They are at the very core of humanity. The lyrics references several classes of pieces of fiction concerning imagination, including the character of Peter Pan, Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, and the lyrics also mention the mythical Gaia, the Greek primordial earth goddess. So that's from Wikipedia. We all trust Wikipedia, right? But it makes sense when you talk about the lyrics and such. And why it's a film score, right? I mean, I picture that montage, but it's that you could apply it in an animated film and that flight. So just, you know, it's one of those things that just makes this such a timeless piece. You know, I think it was 2011 when this came out, you know, and they're still playing it 11 years later, and it still gets the crowd excited. And it's not even a nostalgia thing. It just still is a good song, right? And there's very few songs, you know, that truly age well when they're performed that much later by the same group. But this still, I mean, it's still just absolutely perfect. So with that being said, let me switch it back and give you my final thoughts. You know, this is kind of the first concert I've done end to end. I've done, you know, live performances from, I think it was their 2017 show is that first one I kind of covered, but I don't remember that I covered that in order as I am right now. And, you know, the one thing I can appreciate about Nightwish, actually, among other things, besides the lyrics and the music, it's just that energy that they bring, right? When you look at everyone from, you know, Tuomas on the keyboard, you know, Floor singing, or Impu, they just have a certain presence, right? And it's just, I sit there and watch them, and I've watched other bands perform, and some of them fade into the background, right? Which is not necessarily always a bad thing, but these guys just have a different energy that each member carries as they're playing, and it just comes together so well. I'd love to see some behind the scenes footage with them to see how they kind of interact. Because I don't know, it looks like it'd be fun. So, but no, another brilliant track, and another piece from the concert that's just great. I mean, you saw the crowd just going nuts and clapping in unison, which is always just awesome, you know. You gotta appreciate it. You just really do. I love it. And I don't know how she does that neck spin. I mean, I guess, you know, after you're doing it for so many years, but man, if I did that, my neck would be in such bad shape. But see what her neck workout is. Anyway, with that being said, let me give that shameless plug as usual. If you like the video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment if you like the content. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with Friday kind of being a free-for-all, and then Monday and Wednesday being kind of the rabbit holes that I've gone down with Ginger and Nightwish, and now Sabaton, and then a bonus video. Yesterday's bonus video, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's Non-Point Paper Tigers, which I thought was an absolute brilliant song. That hook in it was really, really good. So if you haven't checked that out, really good song. I enjoyed it immensely. But I've got more music coming. I've got more Ginger live performance from also Hellfest. Got more Sabaton, their animated videos, which yesterday actually brought me to tears. So I'm extremely excited about that. And then a bonus track. I'm not quite sure which one yet, but I definitely have got some coming. Also got more stuff that's coming on my other channel, which will be more JTMM, such as cooking and try not to laugh videos and such like that. So when I launch that, please go check it out. Drop me a subscribe there. That will be nothing but original content over there. So I would appreciate it if you go check that out. With that being said, my friends, time to end this one. Move on to the next one. Always remember, if someone asks you to stop what you're doing, don't ask for 1, don't ask for 2, and certainly don't ask for 5. Someone asks you to stop what you're doing, always ask for just 10 more minutes. I'm JTMM. I'm out.